6D, getting around. The Nez Perce made large bags or suitcases like envelopes to store and carry their food and clothing. Parfleche, pronounced parfleche, were made from hides and were often beautifully decorated. They were easy to store inside the teepees and could be hung from the teepee poles. They could also be stacked on the trevolas for moving. The Indians who lived on the plains traveled a lot, following the herds of buffalo and moving seasonally to areas with good supplies of good foods. They didn't use carts or wagons, but instead made a trevolas to carry their belongings. Two long poles were tied together, and a person could hold the ends of the poles over their shoulders. The other ends of the poles would drag on the ground. Teepees, clothing, and other items were packed and tied onto the poles. Parfleches, full of food and tools, were tied on top. For many years, Indians used dogs to pull trevolas poles that were fastened to a harness made of strips of rawhide. After the Spanish ships brought horses to the New World, the Indians used horses to pull the trevolas piled with their belongings. Children could ride on the load. Some tribes made small pole carriages on top of the trevolas for children to ride in, so they wouldn't fall off and get hurt during travel. People living near rivers or lakes built small boats from wherever was available. They used reeds, sow skins, hollowed out tree trunks, or tree bark. Most canoes were steered in with wooden paddles. On rivers where the water was too fast or too shallow, the canoe could be carried across land for a ways or ported.